Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
Hey, yo, what up, everybody? It is 9 o'clock Wednesday, Eastern Standard Time, and it's your boys, Mike and Mish, with the Mike and Mish Show. What up, Mike?
Yo, what is up? We are back. Count them. 1, 2, 3 weeks in a row.
3 weeks
What is
in a
up,
row.
everybody?
It's like we're back on schedule, after a wonky schedule for a couple weeks. We are back, and it's probably going to get all fucked up real soon again because we're getting into our busy season with the old army, right, Mike?
Oh, it's going to be fantastic. Guess what? I'll just bring my computer with me.
All right. Yeah. You're going to be down in the Hannah of Toby's.
That's right. I like to travel around. I'm a traveling man. Back at the
That's
prison
awesome.
cell for the third time.
Yeah. You know what? It seems like, every year we get a couple prison cell episodes with Mike, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
And I'm even going to be going to school at some point later this year. So there'll be multiple prison cell episodes for me.
prison cell episode. I love that, man.
Yeah.
What do you do in your off time when you're down at Toby Hannah or at school and you're not doing work on your work hours or in class and you're
Yeah.
not doing a podcast with me? What are you
Yeah.
doing with yourself, Mike?
I'm going hiking. I'm going and looking at all the like local things that are you know any
Scrippers?
scrippers, the best scrippers around. I find scripts everywhere. But no, I
Yeah.
look at anything that's like basically a tourist attraction, I would say, anything.
There you go.
If I
Yep.
go somewhere where they have good barbecue, then I gotta find the best barbecue place and eat there. I don't care if it's fucking 5-star. I gotta go there if it's $50. You know what I mean? Like, you know how it is. You go somewhere, you gotta try the best things. If I go on like Man versus Food or something like that, any place where it's like, oh, this has got the best fucking corn dogs, like we did in Denver. Gotta go and try the corn dog. You know what I mean? Like that's what I do. Yeah. Or I'll go to like the
And drink
Capitol
Tito's?
building.
Do you drink Tito's the whole time?
I do that. Yes. I actually. Do you know how many nights Mr. Old Red Bull and vodkas got me through when I went to ALC? which is advanced leaders course. It was 5 weeks long, and I had to write a bunch of fucking things, and sometimes it was boring. But they let you, it's like a gentleman's course, kind of. So they let you just kind of do your thing in your hotel room. So I just would go back to my room, make myself a couple of fucking drinks, and just sit there. And as soon as I started feeling good,
Start banging
just
out
start.
papers like
Oh
crazy.
yeah, I talk. I type what I talk, and then I go back and fix it all. It's perfect.
Yeah. It's the only way to actually get some papers done. When I went to that month-long course down at Cocoa Beach a couple of years ago, you guys remember that shit? When
Oh
I
yeah.
went to that super hard fucking course for the Army down at Cocoa Beach, Florida, which was like the shit. That was awesome. I
Yeah.
did that every single night, Mike. I had to like write papers and do projects, and I would go back to my room. I'd have a fucking couple drinks. I'd get the creative juices flowing, and then I'd
Yeah.
start plugging away on the computer. Boop, 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 boop. Killed it, man.
Call up Russ Maxim to come over and just loosen you up a little bit, rub your shoulders, get you
I
relaxed.
didn't do that. I did
Oh,
not.
He's
You
right
know
up the
what?
road. You could have asked him.
I know that. I fucked that up too. I didn't meet up with any of my Florida friends while I was down there. It was a tough course. It was a lot to do there, but I was on the beach. It wasn't bad at all. I would go back
By the
again.
beach.
Hey, shout out to everybody that's in the comments already on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. We got Josh Sanchez, Full Blast Clothing, Dylan Shane over there on Nelson Lopez Jr. over there on Instagram as well. What up, everybody over there? And then we got our regular guys, Falcon 09, Bowls, Beers and Brawls, Cedo. Is Big Ben? Of course, Big Ben's in there.
Big Ben, Russ.
Torvo, Anthony Yost fighting this weekend.
Yes.
Russ Maxim.
Jason.
So hey, shout out to everybody that's in there.
BB, Triple B, a whole bunch of people. Sorry if we missed you.
All right, so here's what we got going on tonight, and we're gonna get going in a second here. We got 3 guests coming on tonight. The first 2 guests of the night are fighting each other 2 nights from tonight. They're gonna weigh in tomorrow, and then Clearwater 2 happens Friday. Co-main event features Matt Guymon and Royal Ryan Reber. Those 2 are going to fight each other. We're going to talk to Matt, and then we're going to let him go talk to Ryan. And then after we talk to those 2 badasses, we got the return of the BKFC welterweight champion that never lost his title. He was 6-0 in the BKFC. Gogo Slaveski is going to be on the show tonight to talk to us about returning to the sport that he was champion in before he left to go to karate combat. Cannot wait to talk to the Braveheart, Gogo Slaveski. He's always a good time, Mike.
Yeah, I am very excited about tonight's show. We got a new guest. We have a good friend that we've known for a while, and then we have an old favorite coming back. You know what I'm saying?
So let's go ahead and shout out our sponsors right now, and then we'll get right into the show. What do you say? Yuck it up, Mike.
Hey, what's going on? Dynamic Life, sexual health, weight loss, and anti-aging. Retake control of your life by reaching optimal health. Visit www.livedynamic.com. It's the only online platform where you can become a patient in under 20 seconds. Also, check out their Instagram page at Live Dynamic. That's Liv Dynamic on Instagram.
All right. I should mute myself while you're doing that, but I like to hear I like to let everybody hear me laughing at your yuck it up voice. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dynamic Life. And then head over to the Rasha on Instagram. It is at Rasha Elite. They got a link in the bio, therasha.com. It'll bring you to their website. They are the official mindset recovery and performance partner of the BKFC. They sponsor a bunch of fighters, bunch of champions. Get your mind right and get like the Mike and Mish show. Get with the Rasha at Rasha Elite on Instagram. Thank you to the Rasha. Thank you to Dynamic Life. Mike, what do you say we get this show on the road? We got our first guest in the waiting room.
Yes, we do. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned because when we come back, we will be joined by Matt Guymon. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, straight out of the windy city of Wichita. Am I correct about that? Matt Guymon,
You are
how are you,
correct.
sir? Yeah, welcome to the show, dude.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, thanks for coming on here. We know you got the weigh-ins tomorrow and you got a fight in 2 days, but we wanted to talk to you and Ryan tonight and get you guys last, final thoughts heading into the fight this weekend. But first and foremost, I want to just tell you, Mike and I went to an event out in Wichita, and that's where you're from, right? You live out there?
Yeah, I grew up there.
All right. It didn't stop blowing fucking 60-mile-an-hour wind like the entire goddamn time we were there. And by the time we were done the 4-day trip out there for the event, Mike and I were like, I don't think I ever want to come back out here.
I apologize, but the Windy City is no longer Chicago.
Yeah. Usually you just have to wait about 5 minutes and it changes, but sometimes it stays around.
You know what though? You guys out in Wichita, they're like ride or die for the Wichita fighters out there. And when we were going around town handing out flyers and posters and shit for the event that was out there, and it was Mike Richmond versus Rickles, right?
Yeah.
Caveman.
My coach.
Caveman's your coach?
Yeah, Caveman's my coach. He's not here with me. I got Cody Bittler and Taylor Williams with me. But they got a show there Saturday night, so Dave stayed in town.
I noticed in your corner, sorry, Kyle, cutting off your story here, but I did notice in your corner in your BKFC fight, the female. We met her. We met her in Tampa. Really with Martinez, right? A long time ago. Anyways, Kyle.
Those are great people. We met her that was the first night we ever hung out with Dave Rickles. And by the way, we won't share any stories about that night, but Dave's
nice guy,
crazy son of a bitch. And
usually just go home, watch a few movies with him. That's about it.
Yeah, he's a fun guy. Yeah, sure. He's a fun guy. But what I was gonna say is your head coach there, going around the city of Wichita handing out flyers and posters, you would think that guy's like a god out there. Like everybody was like, oh, fucking, they loved Dave Rickles, man.
We blew up in that Bellator tournament. WSCR basketball team was doing great when that tournament was going around, and he was right on the TV next to it. So everybody learned his name.
Yeah, so obviously you come from a good camp that's very familiar with all walks of life when it comes to fighting. Tell us, we've seen you once in the BKFC. We know you have an MMA background, and obviously you come from Dave's gym. Tell us, man, we never talked to you before your first BKFC fight, so we always like to ask everybody, what made you take the transition over? Was it Dave that talked you into it?
There was a little part there, seeing him and a couple teammates doing some bare knuckle. Really, it's the age that I started doing MMA. I was 28 years old. I'm not going to out grapple somebody that's been grappling for 20 years. And I just have that funky style, and it just works. It just works in this game.
Grappling, and I'm 43 years old. I'm going to be 44 this year. And after like 20, I used to wrestle. I wrestled in high school. Then I joined the Army, and I've been in the Army for 24 years now. But after like 20 years of being out of high school, I decided, you know what? I think I want to get into jiu-jitsu. And I started doing jiu-jitsu, and I did it for a little while. And then I realized, like, at 38 years old, why am I picking up this new fucking hobby? Because this absolutely sucks. And like for the first 6 months of actually grappling on the mats with everybody, I thought being a former wrestler, I'd be able to go in there and just be fine. I threw up every single fucking day for like 6 months straight with these guys. I hated it.
Yeah.
I loved it. I'm joking. I loved it, but I was like, man, this is different.
We all understand. Yeah, dude, I love jiu-jitsu. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I like doing it. I like rolling around on the floor. Cody here that I have, he's in my corner. He's the other head coach. He's big on jiu-jitsu. Got his black belt a couple years ago. He trained down in San Diego at a Gracie gym, but he also did some training at some boxing gyms out there too. So it's not just Dave with our coaches. Cody's got a lot of experience there too.
Yeah, but now you're transitioning over to this sport where you don't have to get on the mat anymore, but the grappling aspect does come into play when you're in the clinch and you're getting dirty against the ropes. It does have to be pretty nice that you just stay on your feet and throw hands now.
Yeah, it lets me get that funk out. My legs are moving, my head's moving. So it lets me do a lot of stuff.
And you say you have a funky style. What is it that is so funky about you that is different from anybody else that we see over here?
I mean, to easily explain it when we're in class, everybody says, "Hey, don't do what Matt does." Somehow I just make shit work. Uh, my head movement. I watched a lot of people. I watched a lot of the champs in the UFC that had that different style, not that technical style. You have people like Dominic Cruz, his head movement, TJ Dillashaw, the 145 McGregor. All those guys is where I kind of took a little pieces here and there from.
Is there anybody in bare knuckle that you specifically emulate, that you like to watch, that you like their style?
Johnny Cannoli, I saw him on his fight. And I mean, granted, I'll say he's got better head movement than me, and that dude hasn't been cut, so I'll give that up to him. But we have a similar kind of style. Uh, and then I like Kai's style a lot. He does a lot more of the grappling though. Uh,
Yes.
if I were to move into grappling, I'd try to kind of emulate what he does. Uh, I feel like outside range, we kind of have somewhat of a style of the same, but again, I just do weird shit. I mean, I don't even know what I'm gonna do, and if I don't know what I'm gonna do, my opponent don't know what I'm gonna do.
That's
That
funny.
seems to work for bare knuckle though.
Yeah,
It's very unique. Styles are unique. Like
yeah,
you said, Kai Stewart. If he doesn't have the most unique style in bare knuckle, man, I don't know who does, because
yeah,
he really has a really unique style. Elvin Brito has a pretty unique style too. But
yeah,
Kai
Elvin's
Stewart
definitely one.
is like when he fought Jimmy Rivera, that he's been the underdog in lots of fights, right? And he wins and wins and wins. But when he fought Jimmy Rivera did not have an answer for him. And it's not like Rivera hasn't fought anybody. I mean, the guy's been around for
yeah,
a long time, but he just seemed like he did not know what the hell to do. And at first, his corner was like, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. He's slipping all over the place. He doesn't throwing these wild punches. They were definitely wrong. That's for sure. They
yeah.
had no idea.
That's just him.
I mean, you can get lucky in this sport, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm not trying to base my shit off of luck. I'm not trying to sit here and like, oh, I'm gonna throw a big overhand and try to catch somebody.
Yeah.
Dude, a matter of fact, you said Kai is, I don't know if you said he's always the underdog, Mike, but
yes, he was for a
was
while.
this last fight against Tommy the first time that he ever got the respect of being a fucking favorite?
Yes, I think so.
The first time. Isn't that crazy? He's 7 or 8-0 now, and just now finally.
They just dislike the mustache. That's all it is.
Hating on the mustache.
I'll get mine going one of these days again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at your mustache. That thing could be phenomenal. If you oil that thing right up, that will curl right around the top of your head.
Oh yeah. I used to have the big old handlebars. It's just hard to eat food. I can't eat my food when I have that. Not the way I want to.
Yeah, you should do it just for the sake of this fight, though.
You should do it just because you're in this sport now. Like now that you're in the sport of the old school, fucking old time, put your dukes up with the mustache. You know what I mean?
Right.
John L. Sullivan style.
You got to go out there like this with the mustache. So.
Yeah. It's perfect.
Dude, so you come into BKFC, you get a win, and now your very second match is against a guy who was 6-0 before he lost to the champ.
Yep.
It's a huge opportunity for you.
Absolutely.
Were you? I mean, how did this fight come about? Were you surprised that they called you? Were you surprised or did you get the call about Ryan Reber? And
I wasn't surprised. I called him out in my interview immediately after Kansas City. I think things kind of fell in my place for that. I don't want to say I got lucky per se, but with me calling him out and then him losing that championship fight, it set me right in there to target it. And
it is a
you
huge.
You just got to make waves. I mean, it's not just about like waiting for the call. It's bugging people, and letting them know who I want. I even tagged Ibarola in something off of one of his fights that he had like a month or two after my fight. Like, I want the best.
It's a crazy sport that you're in here.
Yeah.
And a guy. So you come in, you win one, and your very second fight is against the number one contender. You could shoehorn yourself right into conversations of a top 5 fight, another top 5 fight, or maybe even you could be 1 or 2 fights away from a title shot. It's really
Right.
wild to think like that, right?
Who was it that beat Richardson? It was Usmanov. I get a lot of people's names mixed up.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Usmanov.
Yeah. Yeah, that dude, my opinion, I think he deserves a shot at the title. I mean, he took out the number 1 guy. So
Did you know that he was part of the this previous season on the Ultimate Fighter?
I did not.
Yeah, he was out of the Jackson Wink gym. He was living at Jackson Wink down there when we first met him. Fought a couple times. When he fight 2 times, Mike, 2 or 3 times for BKFC, and then got the opportunity to be on the Ultimate Fighter. And he didn't win the Ultimate Fighter, but that's a huge opportunity. He was on the show. He was getting real training with the best of the best, and had an opportunity to be on the biggest show in the world.
Yeah, I went to school with, Tim Elliott. He won the Ultimate Fighter and fought Demetrius Johnson. Yeah, I wrestled with him,
and he did
Tim's
fantastic.
a beast. Yes.
Yeah. He put DJ through one of his hardest fights.
Yeah.
I mean, I may have started this shit at 28, but I got a background of some good people training with.
Why such a late start?
I mean, life. I wanted to get into boxing younger, early 20s, moved back and forth to California. May or may not have gotten a little bit of trouble getting my shit straight. And finally, it was just like, after getting out of car cells, I had a life again. Do I want to play soccer again, or do I want to fight? And the potential's in fighting. I mean, soccer was fun. I liked playing goalie. I was aggressive. My opponents hated me, but there wasn't a future in that. And there was not that there was gonna be a future in fighting when it came up on day one, but the potential's there. So it's like
potential for a future in fighting.
Yeah.
What level of soccer did you make it to?
It was just recreational stuff, but
okay.
I played goalie, and nobody liked to play goalie. So I'd be at the place, and I'd be waiting after my game, and they're like, "Hey, our goalie didn't show up. You want to play?" So I'd play with the guys that were professionals that are coming in there on off season and play with them too.
Nice. Yeah, this is a sport, especially this new. We keep calling it a new sport, but it's been around for 5-6 years, and we're in our 6th year now. And the trajectory of the business itself is just like through the roof. So eventually we're going to stop calling it a new sport. Once people start getting like 10 or 12 fights under their belt, there's a handful out there. There's the Lorenzo Hunts and the Britton Harts out there that have the 12, 13 fights, Travis Thompson, those guys. But a lot of them are like Ryan Reber's got a lot at 7 fights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. Yeah, and he took that boxing fight on short notice too. I mean, so since he started BKFC, he's got another one in there. So,
right, unbelievable opportunity for you. And are you surprised? You gotta respect Reber taking the risk of fighting a guy like yourself, right?
I do. I understand the dynamic. I understand what's going on. But I was the underdog in my last 2 fights, and for lack of better words, I shut that crowd the fuck up. I mean, I got booed walking out every time, and every time I finished them, I mean, that crowd, there wasn't a peep in there. So that's what I'm here to do. I don't care if people boo me. I like going into somebody's hometown. It's just as fun as fighting at my own place.
I feel like that's a thing in BKFC. I feel like when Lorenzo Hunt defended his belt in the past, it was like always in enemy territory. You know what I'm saying? Kai Stewart goes, I got to go to enemy territory. Like everybody's going to enemy territory. We just had Chris Camozzi. He goes over to Italy, fights an Italian guy. Like there's something about that bare knuckle underdog, true underdog fighting, like not even underdog, but
like the watch me attitude.
Yeah. Like, it is fucking, I love it so much. I can't, we went and covered the sport back in 2021, right? The first time we went to cover it live, and it was like, caught us by surprise how good it was. It's not like we never saw it before. We saw the Lobov, the Jason Knight, you know what I mean? And we were like, oh, this is awesome. And we'd watch it here and there. But man, did we get sucked in during Knucklemania 1 in person. We're like, what the hell is going on? This is fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't. I was like, I can't believe how good this is in person. It is phenomenal. That's why I always tell people, you got to go there. It's fun to watch on TV, fast paced, lots of knockouts, exciting, but you got to go in person. There's
Man,
nothing like it.
one of the fights that drew me in was Caveman and Julian Lane. I mean, that fight was a hell of a fight.
Yeah, I wish Caveman got in a little earlier. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like he came in what 2023, like a couple years ago. I don't know. Maybe it was a little while, but he seems like he's cut for this sport. You know what I mean? And
Oh, yeah.
he seemed to be having an absolute blast every time he was out there, win or lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's always
2020.
2020. So he came in at 2020. All right, he came in a couple of years in. Yeah, Rickles is a beast, and I gotta tell you, man.
Oh, yeah.
And I know we said it earlier. He's a fun fucking guy. He's like
Yeah.
super personable. We went out with a whole group of people in Tampa and just had a fucking blast with those guys. I was super happy to meet them that night, and it was one of our more memorable nights. Gogo was a part of that night too. I think we saw Gogo later on that night at the hotel, Mike, right?
Oh yeah, Gogo and HD and all those guys.
All those guys, yeah. We're gonna talk to him a little later. Before we wrap it up with you, Matt, I do gotta ask you about the jorts, like the jorts.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, the
There's only a
jorts
couple
style.
jorts.
I've only seen one other guy, and it's a redneck Mundell pull off the jorts in the BKFC. Is that your signature look?
Dude, I love it. I mean, my look's gonna change. I mean, my next fight, the fight after that, I could be wearing something totally different. I have fun with this stuff. I mean, we've been talking about them. You saw my walkouts from my coach. I mean, I have fun doing walkouts. I just, it's entertainment. At the end of the day, for everybody else, we're the gladiators of this time period, and we got to put on a show. So make it fun. And man, so much shit talking on those jorts after that last fight. I was like, I got to wear them again. I got to keep doing it.
Like people didn't like them.
Yeah. So you either love it or hate it.
Fuck?
You love it or hate it. One of the two.
I ain't
on.
wearing jorts, but I got to tell you, I love them things.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, hey, congrats on getting a huge opportunity like this in your second fight. Go out there in Clearwater and put on a fucking show for the Clearwater people. Your opponent's going to be coming on here in a minute when we wrap up with you. We'll give you a minute now. You could shout out any sponsors you want. You know what? Are you still sponsored by these guys?
Who is it?
Get done.
Oh, yeah, I almost wore his
Frank
shirt,
Sell.
but I was in a rush to get here. Frank, yeah, so I actually know him through a beard group that I was in, and I saw him get his coffee stuff going. Dude, it's just he's local to Kansas. He's from Hutch. He's like 45 an hour away from where I'm at.
No, he's a good dude, man. He reached
Yeah.
out to us, and he didn't sponsor our show, but he reached out to us, and he was like, I love your guys' show, and I want to send you
Yeah.
guys some stuff if you just want to
Yeah.
wear the shirt every
Yeah.
once in a while or shout us out.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I
It's
saw
a
that you were
hustle mentality.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
cool dude, Frank Sell. Get shit
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
So take a minute, send a message to anybody you want to send a message to, shout anybody out, and we'll get you out of here, man.
Yeah, I don't have any sponsorships really this time. I mean, I'm just gonna shout out my gym, 316 Martial Arts, down in Wichita, Kansas. We got Beast coming out of that gym. Zoe Carter, you're gonna be seeing him in the UFC soon, whether it's on the card or on the Contender Series. He just beat a 9-0 guy. We got a couple amateurs about to go pro. They got a ton of fights under their belt, going for titles there. They'll be pro at the end of the year. I mean, I train with dogs. I may be coming into this fight, with one fight with the company, fighting somebody in the ranks, but I belong at the top. Whether that's ranked 1, 3, 5, or champ, I belong at the top.
Outstanding, man. I'm excited for this fight for sure. We know Ryan
Yeah.
very well. We're looking to get to know you more. Good luck. Congrats on the opportunity. And we won't be there. Obviously, we're not in Clearwater this week, but we'll be watching from home and
Always
rooting
watch
for you guys.
Yeah.
Mike, you got anything else for Matt Guymon?
Matt, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having a nice, clear. Look how clear that screen is. Look at that thing. Look at that background. Love it,
Yeah,
man. I
we're
love
at
it.
what is this place called? Salt Shack on the bay. I'm doing
Okay.
my food homework right now, so I got to go around and check out what food I want to eat tomorrow.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
looks great.
but
Thank you so
yeah,
much for coming on
mm,
and chatting with
yeah.
us.
Looking forward to putting on a show, having some fun. You know, I know he's game, I'm game, so watch out for fight of the night. I mean, I'm coming in hot. I hope he's healthy and coming in hot. I mean, let's go.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
go.
Well, you heard it, everybody. Coming in hot off the presses. Reber versus Guymon. Am I saying that correctly? Guymon?
Yeah,
Okay. May 2nd, Reber versus Guymon, BKFC Fight Night, Clearwater. Man, it's going to be beautiful there. Spring is here. It's in Florida, by the beach. Can you believe it? It's going to be
yeah.
friggin' awesome over
We're
there.
in the bay right now, looking at the water. We took like 40 pictures. So
I'm almost jealous of you guys. I mean, I don't want to be punched in the face, but I do want to be in Florida near the beach. I could,
oh yeah,
Hey, but hey, man, thank you so much for coming
appreciate
on.
it.
Everybody else, stay tuned because when we come back, we'll be joined by Royal Ryan Reber.
Later,
Let's
Matt.
go.
Thank
Later.
you.
See ya.
Here he is, the one and only 6-0 Ryan Reber. What's going on, man?
What's up, guys? What's up?
Ryan, are you home right now?
No, I'm out
No,
cutting weight.
You're out cutting weight.
But I had to make time for my boy.
Yes.
You know, we always hesitate to ask people, like, on fight week, but we're like, we got to talk. I don't know if we talked to you before your last fight, and I think we didn't, and I felt bad
I don't
about
think
that.
so.
So here you are, dude. We just talked to your opponent.
I've seen a little bit.
Yeah, he seems like a good guy. He fights out of a good gym out in Wichita with Dave Rickles and those guys. But I was really surprised after you being in a title fight. Your next fight is against a guy with a 1-0 record. But props to you for taking it because he is a tough opponent, and it's a risky business that you're in.
Look, man, you guys know just as well as I do. Their records don't mean shit for the most part. You know what I mean? These guys are coming in there, and everybody's got a puncher's chance. But once again, I heard him say it, and I'm going to say it, and I don't believe in luck, man. What this fight's going to come down to is who's been doing it longer, who's been more consistent, who's been training harder. So, Friday night's going to tell all of that. You know what I mean? We could sit here and say this and say that, but I'll tell you what, man, after that title fight, after I beat myself, I had to lock myself in a dark place, get mentally stronger, physically stronger, emotionally stronger, and get right back into it, man. And that loss did something to me, man, because you ain't going to learn shit by winning, So, hats off to Matt. He comes out there and he ends up getting his ass kicked. Hey, he learned something. You know what I'm saying? He comes out there and, does his thing. He's going to learn something. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, that's what it's about, man.
Would
Matt
you
wasn't
say?
on my radar.
Hey, would you say? Getting the loss, even though losing sucks, obviously, right? But now you don't have the pressure of keeping an undefeated record.
I mean, fighting guys like Matt would be a lot scarier if I was undefeated. Now he's got to worry about his though. You know what I mean? And to do it against a guy like me, coming off of a bad loss, got something to prove to not only myself, but my fans and my family. And I sold that fucking place out. I think I sold 20,000 in tickets, man. So, I could have single-handedly sold the whole event out to everybody I know. So even the people that are there that didn't buy a ticket off of me, I'm sure they know me. You know what I mean? And they'll be rooting for me. And I get what he says. I like that too, going into somebody else's backyard. But that energy is going to be different. You know what I mean? It's going to be a lot different. And my energy is going to be a lot different. So, I'm looking forward to coming out and fucking bringing it, man. And, you know, I came up super short in my title fight, man. And that wasn't me in there. It wasn't me at all. And it would have been one thing if I would have went in there and displayed all my talent and all my skills and all my endurance and everything and then came up short. This conversation would be different. But, you know, I went out there, played it scared, got hit with the kill shot, went down, and decided I couldn't get back up, man. And that was a hard fucking pill to swallow. And it's a pill that I don't ever want to swallow again, man. So, you know, right back into the drawing board we went, got right back into the gym shortly after and just started correcting a lot of the things that were going wrong, man.
So like, it's a weird analogy, but I was watching the NBA playoff the other day, and a team was losing by, I don't know, they lost by like 40, right? And the conversation between the commentators were, do you watch this game over? If you're the coach, do you make this team watch this game over, or do you trash the film and say, fuck this game?
No,
that wasn't
man, you
us.
make them watch that film over with the eyes spread open like that one
Okay,
movie.
I was gonna say, did you watch this over and over?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like a Clockwork Orange, you know, right?
I've more, instead of watching it, I played it back on my head over and over and over and over, and what I could have done differently, and what I should have done differently, and what I should have done differently in camp. And you know, I don't put the blame on nobody but myself, man. Yeah, I had to change camps up a little bit. That's just because, you know, I felt like where I was going was I was doing double dose of strength and conditioning instead of doing strength and conditioning and to go working on technique in my boxing and getting better. You know, I was running myself to the ground. So now you guys look at me, it's, you know, 9:30 the day before weigh-ins, and I still got a little bit of weight to cut. Not a big deal. I'm almost on right now, but I'd rather do it this way than to be on fucking weight 3 weeks out before the fight, because that just makes the fight a lot tougher for me, man. It was tough with Perez. He was bigger than me. It was a little tough with Travis. Me and Travis were actually probably about the same size coming into it. You know, obviously me and Blythe, there was like a 15-pound weight difference there. And those things play a factor, and they damn sure played a factor in my mind. You know, there's those little things, man, as an athlete or as what we do that we can get in our own minds. And one of those things for me has always been a weight issue. I don't know why, but it always has been. And I didn't play my cards right in that fight, man. I really didn't, man. But like I said, it really put a chip on my shoulder, man. So,
it's been 8 months since that fight, right? 8 months, I think.
Yep.
Maybe almost 9. It's been a minute, but we're seeing you back in the ring before we see the champ back in the ring. Where is the champion of your division right now? Do you know? Because we've been asking, and that's a mystery. And like, what's up with the 135-pound title right now? And if he doesn't appear back sometime soon, what are they gonna do with your division?
I'll fight Justin for it. Nah, we ain't overlooking Big Mouth Matt, but you know, at the end of the day, man, I have no idea. I mean, a lot of it is probably nobody wants to fucking fight him. I mean, Justin literally made his own fucking belt to avoid fighting him. I'm like, bro, I mean, I like Justin, man. He's a good kid, a good fighter, but that shit was corny as fuck, man. Like, you don't call yourself the champ because you feel like you earned it. Because I could have fucking took a 125 Abby Velasquez and fucking fought him for my 7th fight instead of the title. You know what I mean? And continue to run this shit up to the top. You know, and I know Abby personally, and I know he was going through a lot of shit before that fight and wanted to get out of the fight, but couldn't because he was already there. You know what I mean? So, like I said, not to take nothing away from Justin, bro, but you don't go out here and make your own belt and talk about you're the champ. Fight the fucking champ, bro. You know what I'm saying? Fight the champ, man. Be the champ. You're not the champ until you fight the champ, bro. You don't call the shots. You don't make up your fucking. I decided that because I made it to 7-0, I'm the champ. Like, bro, that shit was corny, bro. Like. But whatever. All power to him, man. I wouldn't even even Dave was like,
go ahead,
Dave
Mike.
was like, hey, man, you want to wear my belt around? I'm like, no. I'm like, I got to earn that belt, bro. I'm not wearing that around. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not flaunting your belt like it's mine, bro. I got to earn that shit. You won't catch me with a belt unless I earned it.
You know what's funny is, and Mike, you're going to agree with me. And I love Dave Mundell, and I love Britain, and I love all these guys. This is the only sport where people bring their belt everywhere they fucking go, isn't it? Like,
Oh, I mean, trust me, if I
Definitely.
had that belt, I'd be bringing that bitch everywhere too. But I'm not gonna fucking make up a belt to bring everywhere because in my mind, I feel like I'm the champ.
yeah.
I can
Yeah.
tell you exactly where it started, and I know where it started. Lorenzo, the Juggernaut Hunt. He is the one who started the bring the belt around in BKFC. He did it. He brought it everywhere because that was part of his thing, right? That's what he does, and he does it very well. Let me tell you.
He's still
And it
bringing the
proves
belt
it
around.
because
Better than
everyone
everyone.
after he did that with the belt, every single person brought their belt around. And now I would actually argue that you're wrong if you don't bring your belt with you everywhere you go, because that
Hell
is
yeah.
a sign of a BKFC champion now. You see them. You know
Absolutely.
why? Because fighting bare knuckle is the closest you can get to like being like king of the actual streets. You know what I mean? You're out there, you're fighting bare
100%.
knuckle, you're fighting.
Ain't nobody fucking with us, man.
This is so when you walk around, you are walking around the streets with your belt because you're the king around here. You're the guy. You're the people that are the top of that fucking echelon of fighters. You know, you guys walk around. You guys are the people. You know, you're
Oh,
the
yeah.
closest to the people with the fighting. I think. You know what I mean? That's it.
Oh,
Like, yes,
absolutely.
there's MMA
mean,
fighters. Lots of people go to MMA
Oh yeah,
gyms and they
I've
do this
talked
and
to
that.
so many.
Everybody
I've
can
talked to
fist
so
fight
many
though.
people about it, man. They're like,
They might
"You
not
guys
be
are
good at
fucking
it.
Crazy.
Yeah, I think it's great. And you know what? It's also a way to promote the sport that is very young and it works.
Oh, 100%. I mean, that's why a lot of the times I wear my medallion out. Not everywhere, but I'll wear it out. You know what I mean?
Gotta let them know.
It's my runners-up necklace. You know, ain't nothing new.
It's great.
Nah,
I
man.
love it.
But you seem dialed in right now. And your mom, you know how your mom keeps in touch with us. She messaged me earlier and she said, this is a different Ryan going into this fight. He seems different. I don't know what she meant by that. Like maybe you seem more focused this time. And maybe she's just comparing it to the last one. And you said,
Oh, I mean, people can feel my energy when I walk through the door. All my training partners, my coaches, everybody around me. You know what I mean? So it's not like I gotta go in there this time and guess. Like, do I feel good? Am I looking good? Am I on point? Nah, bro. I've crossed my T's and I've dotted my I's. So, you know, and like I said, like, you know, listening to Matt, he's got an opportunity here now. You know, you called upon this fight. I didn't. You weren't even on my radar. They brought him to me. And he went running his mouth talking about I was scared and I'm running from him and I didn't sign the contract because we were supposed to fight in Connecticut. So I inboxed his ass and I was like, bro, let me show you something. And I showed him the messages between me and Nate where Nate was trying to get me to sell fucking 10K in tickets 3 weeks before the fight in order to fight. And I was like, bro, I can't do that, man. I mean, I probably could, but I'm not going to focus on that. You know what I mean? For me and you to fight. I said, so just pump your fucking brakes and you'll get your shot, bro. I'll give you that opportunity. I don't know when it's going to be, but it's going to happen. And sure as shit, just so happens, they were in my backyard for real. Like, this venue was 5 minutes from my house. I could literally warm up in my living room, have them text me, and then go in there and kick some fucking ass and go right back to my living room and be done within 20 minutes. I could
It
whoop
was
ass
like
for
that
10.
with some of the Philly fighters. It was like that. They were right next
Yeah,
door to the
it's
place.
just
Just had
like,
to walk out their place.
I'm not crazy about the venue, and I know they're not, but I was at the venue last year for the fights, and I was like, oh, I kind of like this, man. I could do this maybe, you know, because at that time I'm Mr. Hollywood fighting for a world title. I couldn't see myself going to a little venue like that. Now look at us, 8 months later.
Hey, you're going to be in the smaller ring, right? This
Yeah.
time? Have you
So
fought
it's
in the
gonna force
smaller
us
ring?
to fight, man. And nope, just in camp. So you guys know me. I like to backpedal. I like to get on my bike. I like to run around. And I know everybody sees that and thinks they got a fucking plan for it. Well, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the damn mouth. And he thinks he's coming in hot, boy. He's gonna run right into something. So come on in. I could beat him brawling. I could beat him fucking boxing. We could work in the clinch. I'll beat him there too. So I mean, Matt, how you gonna beat me, bro? Because you throw more punches than me? We'll see.
Dude, I love this. I love this energy you got, man. I'm telling you right now, Ryan, we don't want to keep you too long tonight because you got a little more work to do. And you got the weigh-ins tomorrow. We're going to give something away. We have not given away memorabilia in a long time on this show. Yeah. But Russ Maxim, our boy Russ from Extreme BKFC fan page is down there. You probably saw him.
Oh, yeah. I already linked with Russ. You know that's my dog.
Russ is the man. We love Russ, and he says he's got this poster right here, ladies and gentlemen, and it's gonna be signed by Sons of Anarchy Ryan Reber there, and the Silencer fucking Matt Guymon. So we're gonna give away that signed autograph poster right now, and all the people don't go spoiling it, Ryan. But all the people that are watching right now, as we wrap up with Ryan, all you got to do is drop the name of Ryan Reber's barbershop in the comment section. And if you are the first person to drop Ryan's barbershop name in the comment section, you will get that autographed poster of Ryan and Matt, who will be towing the line.
You're a sly guy, Vic. He knows what I'm talking about.
So hey, shout out
that question.
Yeah, shout out to Vic, man. Vic, listen,
that's my fucking man. Vic's a good dude, bro. That's my dude,
listen,
man. Vic fucking helped me out so much. Him and Sam, bro. Like, I'm forever appreciative of them, man. That's why I never would jump ship on those guys, man. They've done a lot for me, man. They make life easier in the fight game, bro. And I appreciate them, man. I really do.
Yeah, and they got quite the roster with you guys, and we're gonna talk to Gogo in a minute here. He's he's
my
one
dog
of
too, man.
Yeah, Gogo is one of the latest to sign.
I'm glad to see him with All In, man. Good home for him.
Oh, wait a minute. Who?
Yep.
Wait a minute.
I see.
That is your no. Who's William Reber?
Me.
Hey, there was no stipulations. Was there stipulations?
What is going on here? Somebody on your account just answered the fucking question. But anyway,
I don't think that was his account though.
How?
It's not his account.
I'm on my
That's
account.
one of his family members, I think.
I'm saying somebody in your family is on your account right now and just answered that. Royal Barber's Edge.
No, that's someone else.
Who is it? Who's this? Who's this person?
Family. That's somebody in his family. It's got to be.
Bro, that's fucking weird. That ain't nobody I know. Like, my dad's William, but
maybe it's your dad.
Bro, I've been getting a lot of people hacking my shit and selling fucking shirts. Like, they'll tag people and I've had people buy those shirts and then take a picture and send it to me.
It's your dad.
And be like, oh, I got your shirt. I'm like, bro, that wasn't my shit. I'm like, but cool. Glad it came.
All right.
Your dad just won a picture of you.
That's weird.
It's your dad. It says dad. He wrote this.
All right. Well, your dad
lying, but
I can't see what his man.
Oh, the picture is a picture
He's out of
of
control, bro.
Is that
Dad, you wasn't supposed to answer that shit. You don't get that signed poster. I'll come there.
Well,
and
the
sign
next
your titties.
the next person would be Big Ben, and he's the one who got it after him. So
we'll give it to him. There you go, Big Ben. You just won yourself a poster.
Super fan, Big Ben.
Ryan, you are the man. You're a friend of the show for a long time now, a fellow Connecticut person, and you're doing good things down there in Clearwater. This is a bounce back fight for you against a dangerous guy. Props to you. Go cut the rest of that weight. Take a second, shout out anybody, or send a message to anybody you want to send a message to, and then we will wrap up with you. We'll get Gogo on here.
Well, first and foremost, Friday, man, I'm bringing that fucking pain, and I'd like to shout out the gang, Julian, Dave, my man Nick right there up in his phone. He's cutting with me. I got my brother with me. Hey,
yeah, what's up?
Look at that guy.
Shout out to my management, Vic, Sam, man, Matt over there at MJM, my man Bo, my other trainer, man, my sponsors, Full Blast, came and hooked me up today. Shit, man, I appreciate you guys. Love you guys, man, and it's gonna be fireworks on Friday.
Hey, shout out to Full Blast over there on Instagram saying let's fucking go. So they're tuned in right now listening to you.
My people, man. I had his Full Blast sweats fully blasted. They're all wet right now. But
gross.
Hey, he put me in there today. Got that good sweat in.
All right, brother. Hey, go do your thing, and good luck tomorrow on the scales, and we will be tuned in Friday. Mike, do you have anything else?
That's the only luck I need.
That's it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I have some. I have some for the people. May 2nd, Reber versus Guymon. BKFC Fight Night. Clearwater, you better goddamn tune in, because I'm going to be tuned in. Kyle's going to be tuned in. I know Big Ben's going to be tuned in.
I might get tuned up.
He's going to be making out with that pitcher watching you fight. I guarantee it. Everybody better be tuned in. Damn, man. I wish we were there. Hey.
Hey, keep the camera up. Keep the camera up. We're not trying to get taken off.
What are you trying to do here? You're trying to get us freaking canceled? Just
Oh,
kidding.
this ain't
Hey, man.
OnlyFans?
No,
Yeah.
no. Wrong website.
We're going to have to charge for the show now. God damn it. All right, man. Thank you so much for coming on. Tell everybody we said hi, and we will be watching, and we'll see you soon. You coming to Connecticut?
I'm not sure
June
yet.
14th. June 14th.
I don't know yet because I got to
All
be with
right.
Dave June
All
6th.
right. Oh, true. All right. Okay.
Plus my
But,
dog
well, we'll
Julian
see
ain't
you both
fighting.
in Connecticut. I'm just going to speak it into existence. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, man.
I'll see you
Take
in
care.
Connecticut. All right,
Hey,
brother.
stay tuned, Ryan, because you want to know who's coming up next?
Gogo.
Gogo Slaveski. That is
Let's
correct.
go.
You are right. You win a picture of Gogo. Let's go. When we come back, we will be joined by Gogo.
I just want him to sign my titties.
Sign the titties. Let's go, baby.
Later, man.
See you later, Ryan. Adios.
There he is. Oh my God. Am I seeing things right now? Is that Gogo Slaveski back on the Mike and Mish show?
I'm his brother.
I see him live and in
What's-
living color.
What's going
up?
on?
Welcome back, brother. We saw you down in Hollywood back, I think, in December. When was that?
I think
December?
that was December.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And you
Yeah.
whispered, I'm coming back. And we were like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, let's go.
Yeah, like Drago.
We
You
didn't
know?
say anything, Gogo. We didn't tell anybody.
No, you
Yeah.
did. You did. I know.
We didn't tell anybody.
We keep a tight fucking zip lip over
I
here.
ship around here.
But hey, man, you're back. You're fucking back.
Yeah.
You never lost the strap. You left as a champion. You went and tried some new things. But you're back. Before we get
I'm
into your
back.
return, we do have to ask you, what was it about karate combat that made you say, you know what, I'm dominating this sport over here? I've never done fucking karate in my. Have you ever done karate at that point? I don't know if you ever had.
I
But
did karate when I was like 6, 7, something like that. Yellow.
so your
I
brain's
went-
telling you I did karate when I was 6 and 7 years old. I can
Right,
go do
yeah.
it professionally against these guys.
No, actually, I just wanted to. I want to explore stuff. I want to try new stuff. I wanted to see if I'm capable. I get delusional sometimes, I wanted to see if I'm capable of wrestling and kicking, and I am, but not to a highest level. So
But you did all
I-
right, right? You did all right.
Yeah, I
You-
did all right, but not to a highest level is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You
But
know?
so you go 2-1 in karate combat,
Yeah.
and now you are back. You are signed to a new management company, All In. We see it on your shirt there.
Yes.
They've been
Yes,
they've been
sir.
lining everybody up with these big ass fights. The question that everybody's asking, they're already asking in the comment section. They were messaging me during the last day or day and a half since we announced that you're going to be on the show. Who are you fighting? Who's he fighting? Who's he going to fight in
When's
the
he coming
return?
back?
When are you okay? So let's just say it. How soon could we expect a Gogo fight to be announced? And if you were going to get a fight, who would you want the other name on that contract to be?
So I don't have a contract signed yet, so that's why I can't speak about like when I'm gonna fight or stuff like that. All I know is I'm coming back this summer. And whoever holds the belt, that's my belt. I just need to take it back. Nobody ever took it from me. I never got defeated. Whether it's whoever it is, whether it's Austin, Old Out Trout, or I fuck with Bryce, but even if it's Bryce, because I saw that he's next in line.
Well, I believe after Austin Trout's last fight, he said that he was thinking about moving down to 155.
Yeah, all doubt. He's doubting his power.
So if he does go down to
I thought
155,
that's what you said.
old dog, I believe
All doubt.
all
Yeah.
doubt. Is that what you said?
All doubt. Yes.
All doubt.
Oh.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
d-
Not
all
no
doubt.
doubt. All doubt.
All doubt. Okay.
How are you no doubt if you think that somebody has more power than you and you gotta go down?
I get
like
it.
that. I like
understand it.
that.
I
I see what
understand it,
you're doing
Gogo.
here. I see what you're doing.
Yep.
All right. So if it's not Austin, you mentioned Bryce, and I know you fuck with Bryce, but that
Yeah,
fight,
he's cool people, but this is business, you know. It's
this
just
is business.
that's my belt. You want to go for the belt. It's just short and simple. If you know they offer me that contract, I'm signing it right away. It's just my belt, nothing towards him. That's something that I'm going for. This is my journey, you know.
And
And if he want to stay at 65 and go for the belt, then he gotta see me. It's simple as that.
I love this. And you know what I like about this, Gogo? And you don't hear anybody talk about fighting Bryce like that. You know what I mean? Like Bryce Henry has a hard time finding an opponent. And Gogo Braveheart Slaveski comes back and says, you know, we're cool, but you're in my division and I'm not afraid to fucking fight you. Right? That's basically
No,
what
brother, I'm not afraid of no man ever. And it's not about being afraid. Like not only that I don't fear nobody, it's something that, like I said, whether it's him, whether it's Austin Old Out Child, whether it's Ben Rothwell or whoever it is, if I gotta go to that belt, I gotta go to that belt. That's all that matters to me. You know,
there was
it's just simple as that.
what did you think about the fight that was in your division this 2 weekends ago in Italy between Jimmy
Just this
Sweeney? It was this
Banger.
past week. Oh my God, wasn't that unbelievable? Those
was
two
awesome.
gentlemen
Banger.
are
I loved
yeah.
it. Yeah. I love
I
when
was-
two people just come like to fight and just like give it all out. You know, you gotta give respect.
It was amazing, really, right?
Yeah.
I was texting with a few people during the fight, but I just said to Kyle, and actually it was Ben, it was in a group chat, and I was like, this fight is like a breath of fresh air. It was
Yeah.
so good. Those guys going back and forth, the talent that they have in bare knuckle, it's just
Yeah.
to see the skill that they have fighting. And I don't mind. I love a long fight. I don't care if it goes to a decision if it's a good fight. You know what I mean? Like it's
Right.
great.
Right.
Just to watch them, I was in awe the whole time. I was just like, these guys are just fantastic. And actually,
They
it went
never
to a
stopped
6th
hitting
round,
each
which
other
was
the whole
insane. It was just great. It was so fucking good, that fight. I
Yeah.
actually I had Jimmy winning that fight.
So did I.
During the 6th round, I thought that he won. I thought that he dominated most of the first minute and almost minute and 15 seconds or so. And then Franco kind of turned it up at the end of the round. And that probably is what won over the judge. But I did have Jimmy. Yeah. But that was a great fight.
Maybe yeah, he won the first. Maybe it's they counted punches. Who knows? You know, sometimes, you know, judges we don't sit in the judges' seat, you know, and we
Yeah.
don't go by how the judges are judging. So we can be just only biased.
Yeah.
But yeah, it can go either or.
It was incredible.
100%.
It was a fantastic fight.
So with that said, Gogo, you come back. You left
Yeah.
the division. When you left the division, there was a few killers up there like yourself, and you
Right.
fought Lindsay, and there was and Trinidad Snake was on the way up, and Austin
Yeah.
Trout wasn't there when he wasn't there yet.
Yeah.
Rito was around. Dude, you come back, and the 165-pound division is full of fucking gladiators now.
Yeah,
It's gotta be like your eyes gotta like light up when you see the division now. You come back and there's all this competition, there's all these badass motherfuckers that you can go in there, try to, you know, get your belt back, and then you get to defend it against all these bad boys, right?
Yeah. It's just I'm excited to fight, to be honest, anybody and everybody. I want to be active as much as possible, but whoever they line up in front of me, whether it's a big name or no name, I even want to fight that idiot Bryce Hall, to be honest, just to like I just hate people that you know were females in when they were younger, and now they you know, they want to become men, and they, you know, want to get in the real sport and stuff. But
anyone and everyone can get it, right, Gogo?
oh
That's
yeah,
that's
for
what it
sure.
comes down. You know what? You know what I was telling Mike about when they announced you coming back, and I'm like, man, Gogo's 6-0 record in BKFC
Mm-hmm.
isn't like other undefeated records in the BKFC. And I say it like this because
Yes.
when you look at other guys that were 5 or 6-0, and you look at their opponents' records, and
Right.
they might have fought someone that was 0-2 or 1-3 or a debuter
Right.
or this and that. You only fought a debuter in your debut fight, but then
Right.
every single fight after that was an undefeated fighter.
I'm glad that you mentioned that,
Yes.
man. It's like nobody sees that I only fight undefeated fighters. I fought
That's
on
it.
4-day notice,
Yep.
and
Yes.
I was supposed to
Evgeny
fight.
Kurdanov. Remember that? That was
You
Yeah,
fought
yeah, yeah.
Kurdanov
What,
on
2
a
weeks?
couple days, a few
Yeah,
days notice.
on 4-day notice,
4 days.
and it was on altitude. It was
Yes.
And it was upper
Mile
weight
high.
division,
it
right?
was
Did you go up?
yeah, it was at 75. It was in Denver.
Yep. We were
And
there. And it
I
was
took
crazy.
I took that. I don't care. That's the thing. People don't
Yeah.
understand. I don't front, which is also a bad thing because now with social media you gotta, front a little bit and you gotta be a little bit loud and stuff like that. But me, you send the contract and I sign it, and I see myself as a hitman of this industry. They send me a contract, I go do my stuff, and they know that I don't miss. I
Amazing.
was
Yeah.
supposed to fight.
Combined record is 13-0, by the way. His
Right.
6-0 was against a combined record of 13-0, which is very impressive. Very
Yeah, you
impressive.
started off with a debut. Then Justin Stills 1-0, Dallas Davidson 2-0, Kurdanov was 4-0, Cedeno
Yeah.
was 2-0, and Jake Lindsay was 4-0. And the dates between these 2022 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row, right? So 421, 624, 910, 1015, and then it went into 20. Oh, it's 4 of them. And then, but 3 months later, 127 you fight. Like you
It was
fought
5 times in 9 months.
You
Yeah,
had more of a space between your championship fight and the fight before that than all
Yeah.
the other ones basically combined were all in a short
because I
period.
was
It
just
amazing.
accepting whatever they would offer, I would accept it, and I never said no to a fight. I don't care. I would never say no to a fight. And I was supposed to fight actually right now, my comeback fight right now with Julian Lane, the big bad wolf, but somehow he didn't sign,
Oh,
even
man.
after I
Oh, man.
signed the contract and everything for Mohegan. He
I
didn't
would
sign.
love to see that fight. They got to
Oh,
make
Yeah,
that
my
happen.
Go.
Yeah.
They got to make that happen.
This
That has
upcoming
to happen.
Mohegan Sun card?
Has to.
Yeah, we were supposed to be
Oh,
the main event,
man.
but somehow, I don't know, he got his period or something. I don't know.
God
Oh,
damn it.
man.
Do you know that I live 25 minutes from Mohegan
That's where we
Sun?
are. We're right up the road from there.
Yeah, that's our stomping ground.
I think I will go over there just to see the fights.
You
If
should.
you go- if-
You know what? We'll show you around if you have time. If you spend some time here, we live over here. I'll go out with you, bring you to Providence. There's a great Italian, bunch of Italian restaurants over here.
For real?
Fantastic. Yeah. Oh my God. Yes,
Yeah, I
absolutely.
love that.
100%. If you came up here, I'll show you around. 100%. Would love to.
And also the Mohegan Sun, where that event is. It's too bad you're not fighting there because the Mohegan Sun Arena is amazing for fights. It's built for
Yeah.
fights. Bellator was there fucking all the time.
It was like their home base.
What's the
the-
capacity of people?
I
I
think,
think it's 10.
10,000 is the max.
Usually they
Um,
do like 7,500, I think, though, for
for combat sports events, they'll
Right.
usually sell 7,500 tickets. Bellator would put about 7,000 in there. It not only is the arena great, but the casino itself is one of the nicest casinos you'll ever go
It's
into in your
beautiful.
life. The clubs there are great.
I
The bars,
heard about the casino. Yeah.
yeah, it's a fucking good time, dude.
It's
So
not
if you
just
come-
like because it is a casino, but like there's
Like a
shops
city.
there, there's restaurants. Like it's very nice. It's a very nice establishment.
Nice. Now I will definitely come out over there, and I will hit you up.
Good. Yeah, absolutely. Abso-friggin-lutely. We'll show you. I'll 100% hit us up because this is a nice area. There's a lot to do, especially now that it's spring. We can go outside and see different things. There's
He's
so
trying to
many
be
like,
romantic with me.
He
Oh
is.
well, you never know. I mean, I got a couple tricks up
Yeah,
my
it's
sleeve.
2025. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just accept it.
You know what?
Um,
You could go up to 175 and fight Brennan Ward.
Who's
oh
that?
my,
Why
he's
don't
like a
Brennan
local
Ward?
guy.
Why didn't they off? I mean, but you want to be in 165 and you want to get your belt back. But Brennan
Right.
Ward is from New London, Connecticut, which is like 10 minutes from Mohegan Sun, and he made his debut back at the last Mohegan Sun card. What was that? February? When was that, Mike?
It was February.
February.
Mhm.
And he knocked out James Dennis in the first round. And
Yep.
I thought they were going to try to set up him versus Julian Lane, but
He was in the co-main event, and Julian Lane was in the main event against Van Camp.
Yeah, so that would be a cool.
I gotta
fight.
check that fight. Yeah.
Yeah, check out Brennan Ward, man. And, you know,
Brennan Ward
maybe.
fought for
What is it?
Bellator.
Oh, okay.
But
Is
I think
is
what's
he
that?
like a title contender and stuff?
He could.
He's a big
Yeah.
enough name. He holds the record for most knockouts at welterweight for Bellator at 175, at 170 pounds in MMA.
Right.
He's a big kid though. Like he probably cuts from 205 down to 175, I would imagine.
Right.
He's a big kid. So I don't know. That was
I'm
just
down.
that was me spitballing off the top of my head. That's a fight.
Yeah,
I
I
think
want to
fuck
take the
off.
belt first, and then whatever they offer me, you know,
Yeah.
I'm definitely down to do it. You know, I
Well-
want to fight. I just want to fight.
You know, your division, it's weird. It's very unique in a way. And I'm going to tell you why. So if you look at the rankings, they do have now a top 7, right?
Right.
Austin Trout is the welterweight world champion at BKFC.
Right.
Carlos Trinidad, he just lost, right? Jake Lindsay, that's the guy you beat for the title. Rico Franco is the European champ, right? But following him, number 5 is Connor Tierney, and he's the UK champ. So you have 3 champions in your division.
In the top
right
5.
now. In the
Yeah,
top
that's
5.
wild.
Isn't that weird? Is that weird? I thought European and
Yeah.
UK were the same thing, but now they're different. So
Yeah, I thought too.
3 champs. There's 3 belts. You could go take all 3
You can go
belts.
take all of them.
Go try to
Right.
take those 3 belts now.
Yeah,
You got 3 belts again instead of 1.
exactly.
Yeah, Vic, if you're listening right now, we need Austin Trout, Rico Franco, and Connor Tierney all on the horn. And if none of them want to accept the fight, Bryce Henry needs to fight Gogo for the vacant title or the interim title, whatever they want to call it. Right? That's the plan.
There's no shortage of fights.
We gotta fight for the vacant title, no interim. If he's vacating, we're not fighting for interim.
It's either him or the vacated title.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
100%.
I love it, man. I'm excited for this, dude. It's great to hear you're back, because even though like you're so young and like you're so successful, you've been gone for 2 years. So we look at you kind of like you're an OG in this game, but it's hard. It's hard to call someone who's, you know, young and entering their prime an OG. You know what I mean?
But I am
It
an
just
OG.
It doesn't, you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It
It doesn't. But it's
it
a
doesn't-
young, you know, it's a young sport, so that's why. We
you're back. People are excited about this. You throw a huge wrinkle into that division full of killers, and I hope that Feldman and Nate and your management can work something out soon. Is there anyone besides like Austin and Bryce that you want to send a message to? Is there anything that you want to say to the fans that are welcoming you back?
Hold on. Let me think. I don't know, man. I bring a lot of violence. People know, you know. I bring a lot of violence. My fights are never boring. I go like straight for the knockout. All 5 rounds. If people last 5 rounds, I just go for the knockout. There's no tactical. I'm not gonna over here sell a story how I'm a different fighter now and things are changed. No, I'm just more violent and the style is the same. Keep on throwing haymakers. I'm gonna keep on throwing everything that I can, and it's like when I get hit, I will hit back. That's just the way it is. I don't have super unique style. It's just retarded and dangerous.
And violent. Yep.
Yeah.
Retarded, dangerous, violent, and bloody. We love that shit, and that's why we're so happy to have you back. Before we let you wrap up here, listen to this shit. Russ Maxim, our boy Russ over at Extreme BKFC fans page. You know Russ? Big
Yes.
Russ. He gave us this photo of you. And he says, give this away to somebody on the show tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, you can have this signed autograph photo.
When
of
did I
Gogo.
sign this? I don't remember this.
While back.
He's been hanging on to this thing for a minute.
Let me tell you what. If you ask Russ to send you like this guy's got binders filled with signed pictures.
Memorabilia.
Just binders upon binders upon binders. He has like thousands of pictures signed from everybody.
No way.
It's
he
insane.
does. He
Yeah,
every event he goes to, he gets a bunch of shit signed from all the fighters, and he got you to sign that one night. And so, ladies and gentlemen,
got 10 of that same picture.
There it is. So anybody who wants this, all you got to do, and Gogo, don't yell out the answer here. Who did
Big Ben? You cannot win this. So
and Big Ben, don't answer this.
You already
what?
Won.
This is an easy one for people that are fans of you. What BKFC veteran did Gogo beat in his last Karate Combat fight? Drop the answer in the comment section.
Oh, yeah.
Drop the answer in the comment section.
Someone can get this quick, I think, if they know. I've been watching every fight.
He was calling me out for a while, bro.
He was?
Yeah. That's why I got mad.
Oh, well, we got answers here, Mike. We got answers. The first guy that answered it, I don't know,
who wants it.
Well,
he did it. He got it. He
got it. The answer is Cutter. It is Noah Cutter. Ladies and gentlemen, he beat Noah Cutter in his final fight in
your old coach.
And
it is who came in
Ryan
here.
Perez.
Is he a manager, coach? Won your signed picture, showing you love.
Of course, Ryan is tuned in.
Of
course.
Yeah, he wants that Bryce Gogo fight as well. So
I know Ryan wants that fight.
There it is. So let's set that up before we wrap up with you, though. And Noah Cutter was calling you out in karate combat. That's what was going on.
Yeah, he was. I thought it was only from after my first fight, but then he did after the second fight, and then he jumped on a podcast. Then he went commented on my pictures, on all my reels, like let me fight him, this and that. He doesn't have. Then he was saying like, I have karate 11 years, something like that. I will beat you, whatever. And I was like, okay, let's book this fight. And nothing at the weigh-ins. I said, talk now. What's gonna? Oh, nothing. I respect you. You're a champion. It's like, what's with the social media thing? Like, I don't get it.
Well, listen, Gogo,
I know.
You have a little bit of a intimidation factor when somebody stands directly in front of you. I'm going to tell a quick story. Mike, you remember this? You and I and Ryan and maybe even Duran was standing out there. We were outside of a hotel, broad daylight. Gogo was sitting on a garbage can waiting for his shorts, right? They had like fucked
with
up
Ryan.
his short with Ryan.
Yeah.
And the look on Gogo's face, we're all just having a good time, chatting it up,
laughing. Yep.
You had this twinkle in your eye that I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, any second now, this guy's gonna fucking snap and kill somebody.
I have anger issues. That's my problem. I'm a nice guy, but I have anger issues. That's why I sit at home. You know, I don't want to be anywhere. I don't go out in clubs. I don't want to be around people because, you know, when I go around people, I keep my head down. I don't want to make eye contact because if somebody stares at me for too long, I get angry and stuff.
No, I remember like didn't they like you didn't have your shorts or something, like you were waiting for your fight.
I think they hadn't come in yet.
It was something to do with your trunks weren't
shorts,
there.
Yeah, my shorts got fucked up for that fight. Yeah,
they were too big,
and you were
they were too short. They were a little bit gay.
Oh, and, you didn't want.
You didn't want the thigh. You didn't want to be showing so much thigh, is what it was.
No, I didn't want. No.
But it ended up working out in your favor, though.
Yeah.
You did win that fight.
Yeah, but with the old shorts, you are going on a little bit on the sidetrack, a little bit, you know. You're like a little
Actually,
bit. It was in
you want to
your
know what's funny?
favor. You
I
said it so
remember,
sassy.
yeah, very sassy. I do remember that we were talking about the shorts and everything, but you know what? I also remember. I remember before the fight, you were out like by the ring. They hadn't opened the doors yet for people to come in, so we were like chatting, and you were mentioning you had been interviewed by somebody, and you were mad because the guy didn't ask you like legit questions, and you were like, you were actually like upset. You were like, "What is this guy? He fucking asked me these questions. He comes with these dumb questions. He didn't know to ask me anything. He asked me what I ate for breakfast," and you were so mad about it. I never forgot that you said that he
Yeah.
asked you what you ate for breakfast, and you were like upset about it. I was like, we're never fucking up this interview. If we ever have Gogo on, we can't fuck this up, man. Because you were definitely
I
disappointed.
get easily frustrated.
You were
But
so disappointed.
I think I'm changed in that aspect a little bit.
I always
think
thought you were a great guy, man.
Nah,
We're
man.
busting balls, but you're a great guy.
Yeah. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Well, hey, welcome back. We're really excited to see you back in there, especially in that division. That division's on fire right now, especially after this past weekend when Jimmy and Franco did what they fucking did. Like the 165 division is absolutely on fire, and a former champion coming back and just getting thrown in the mix just sounds fucking unbelievable. It's great for us fans and us podcasters because it totally gives us we can speculate who you're gonna fight now, and we can do all that bullshit. But it's fun for us. Welcome back. Do you have anything else you want to say before we wrap up with you, man?
I think I'm just thankful for the warm welcome of BKFC, for my management, all in Vic. 100%, he got my back, and other than that, just I'm coming for that belt, to get my belt back, to show everybody who's the real 65er. I'm coming in blood.
Well, stay tuned, everybody, because I hope we get some news on it soon. I know Vic works hard for you guys, and we know Ryan's watching. And if it's not Austin Trout, all the right people are listening right now. So, fucking hopefully we get some news on you, and maybe we'll see you at the Mohegan Sun next month, or month and a half from now.
June
Yeah,
14th.
we can grab some Italian pizza.
June 14th. Oh yeah. No.
All right, man. Well, thanks. Gogo, thank you so much
for
coming
the
on.
platform, man.
Mike,
I appreciate you guys.
Got
Of
anything
course,
else for him?
anytime, man. Anytime. You just get in touch with us if you want to come on. If not, we're always going to get in touch with you, man. Hey, thank you so much. Have a great night. And hopefully we see you on June 14th or even a couple of days before. We'll give you the tour of the Northeast, okay?
Yeah.
We'll give you a tour of the Northeast up here in Rhode Island, Connecticut.
Yeah, exciting Rhode Island, Connecticut.
Yes, sir.
You're trying to give me a hickey or something.
He's into Macedonians. Is that
Whoa. Okay. Listen,
Yeah.
they call me Mikey the Great.
Yeah. His wife, Steph, is watching right now, and she's wondering who the fuck you are, Gogo.
Yeah, she's extremely jealous.
She's like, who is this guy?
But for real, definitely, if you come up here, hit us up, and we'll show you around. We're right up the road.
Most definitely. I will. For sure.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you so much. Everybody else, stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.
Later, Gogo.
Later.
See you.
Fight fans of Clearwater!
Left hand knockdown number 2. There's the counter. Clean shots right there. Right hand, they give it left hand. Good play by Jay Jackson. And his back goes down. Surprise if he even counts. That's it. I like it. I love it. He's ready to go. He's here.
Awesome stuff, dude. Good to hear from Gogo. Awesome talking to Matt and Ryan. Before we talk about that card, which is 2 days from now, we do just have to preview that a little bit. we have to talk about this past weekend. We talked about Rico and Jimmy, but they put on a hell of a show in Italy. We met Gabriel a couple times now. We saw him at Philly. We saw him in Spain. Gabriel is fucking awesome, and he's all in on this shit. Those guys put on a good show out in Philly, and there were some fucking crazy motherfuckers in Italy.
Yes.
The slow-mo knockout early in the card was fucking crazy. The dude that got knocked out in slow motion, and then they showed it in slow motion, and it was like, because he got knocked out against the ropes and fell so slow, the slow-mo replay, it was like ultra fucking slow-mo. It was so awesome. That knockout was fantastic. Just the body's reaction, the way that dude's body reacted to it, and just so slow, slid down the ropes and fell. That was great. The dude with the tattoos all over his face,
Oh yeah,
put on a show.
That was a great
After that fight, I was like, man, I want to see that guy again. The co-main was a instant class.
There he is.
There he is. That guy. How did they say his name? Puglisi.
He's a pugilist.
Walter Puglisi, Puglisi, whatever. However they said it, I don't remember. That dude put on a show. That was a fucking.
This other guy should have never got that one tattoo. He should have had no tattoos against this guy with all
tattoos. He put on a show, and I specifically remember when the fight ended, I instantly was like, I want to see that dude fight back, like fight soon as possible. Get him back in there. He's an entertaining fighter. He put on a show. The co-main's one of the best fights we've seen maybe ever. That could be a top 10 all-time fight for the BKFC. I know that they were saying it was maybe the best fight they ever seen. Yeah. Maybe we'd have to like put it up against that Franco Tenaglia and Soto. That's one of the best. The Jason Knight Loboff fight is one of the best. There's a lot. We would have to pick and choose, but instant classic. Go ahead.
This fight, okay. I was excited to see Nicole fight. No offense to Beto. I don't know her that well. We met Nicole in Spain, and I was like, oh, this is going to be good. This chick is tall, Beto. She's long. Obviously, we know how she wants to fight, right? And even Chris and Sean talked about it. They're both fighting the way they want to fight, but the fight isn't working out. You know what I mean? Like, it was
right. We were texting
Beto's
with each other.
Keep her at length, which she should do. That's the way she fights. And Schaefer's trying to get inside, and she's trying to be aggressive, but just can't happen for long enough because Beto was just so long. Once Schaefer gets in, then Beto's out of there. But Beto didn't really have success. So like it was their styles just did not mesh. It just did not mesh.
It was definitely one of those styles make fights. This one didn't make a good one.
The styles did not make a good fight in this.
It didn't make a good fight. It was a disappointing fight. But like you were just saying, every time Nicole got on the inside, when she would get on the inside, the first time we saw Nicole Schaefer fight in the BKFC, she absolutely decimated her opponent by going to the ribs and throwing body shots. And when Nicole would get in on the inside against Beto, for the short period of time she would get in on her, she wouldn't throw fucking body shots.
I know.
I was texting with you and Ben, and I'm like, why isn't she throwing fucking body shots? Like, that's her bread and butter. Obviously, it worked for her so well in that first fight. And that is obviously why this girl is getting out of the clinch as fast as fucking possible. Beto was getting out of there before Schaefer could really get anything off. But while she was in there for the brief moments, she wasn't throwing body shots. And I thought that was interesting to me. Like, why not throw what obviously worked for you already? And obviously the girl was afraid. You know what I mean?
They're only in there for a second. The one thing that is more stationary than anything else is that body. It's right there.
Right.
Rather than the head.
Tall,
you're missing when you're coming, you're missing over and over and over.
Rip into her ribs. Rip into her ribs on the way out. I mean, I thought it was disappointing too. And then Chris Camozzi. I mean, Chris.
Oh, well, there was this.
We got to go to the Huntsman. He he did exactly what everybody was hyping him up to do. And Steve Panda Banks,
He's
and
fast as fuck, dude.
yeah, he is. He's fast
He
as
is
fuck, boy.
fast as
I'm
fuck.
fast as fuck,
Fast
boy.
as fuck, boy. Yeah, he is fast, dude. He really is. He has some fucking quick hands for
Yeah.
a heavyweight. Very fast.
Okay, so they gave
That's one
him.
thing about him that I was like, holy shit, this dude's fast.
He's not a massive heavyweight. What was he?
No.
228 or
It says
230 or
he's
something?
270.
That's not what he was, though. That maybe they have him listed that there. That is not true. He was, and they announced it. It was like 230 or 232, whatever it was. He was.
I'll tell you right now what
he was
was
40 something
officially.
pounds smaller than.
They have him listed at 270 on BoxRec too.
That is not what they announced that night. They announced something way smaller than that. But anyways, they give him Steve Panda Banks, and for the casual that watches, they see Hayes beat up, like, let's call a spade here, a big chunky guy, right?
Yeah.
But the casual doesn't know that Steve Panda Banks, you got to hit him with like a fucking Honda
Oh,
Accord.
he's a fucking beast.
Yeah, he's like one of the
has some
toughest guys
resolve.
out there. He just keeps getting up, and you knock him down, he keeps getting up until till you hit him with that kill shot. He is a tough first fight. Now that we got to see him in there and do his thing, I wonder who they match him up with next, because I'm very interested. Do you think that they give him a shot against the European champion that knocked out David Oscar? Remember that fight earlier this year?
Yeah.
Maybe do they throw him right into a European title fight or something like that? I don't know. I wonder what they do with him next, because he's very marketable, you know what I mean, and very likable.
Yes, he is for sure.
Yeah. This one we already talked about.
This one we already talked about. What a
and
fantastic fight.
You said it earlier. I will say it again. I totally thought Jimmy, no offense to Rico, I thought Jimmy won the fight.
Rico put on a great fight. I just think for
it
that
was
last round was
phenomenal.
a tiebreaker that I did give it to Sweeney.
Absolutely. I thought the same thing you said earlier. Jimmy,
and he didn't smash him. He just
but he completely won the first minute of the 2-minute round, and then probably the first 20 seconds of the second minute. So it was like the last 40 seconds of the fight, Rico really turned it up. But I thought that Jimmy had won the majority of the round before Rico kicked it in. What's up?
The stats here say round 6 punches that they threw exactly the same amount of punches, but that Rico Franco landed 41 and Sweeney landed 31. I actually think it's the opposite. When at least watching live, I was like, okay, here comes round 6. I'm going to try my best to count the amount of punches. And when that fight started, it was like all Sweeney for at least a minute. He was landing. He was coming forward. He was hit. He was landing. And then Rico, it was like Sweeney was throwing like 3-4 punches for every one of Sweeney's, right? I mean, that Sweeney was throwing 3-4 for every one of Franco's. And then come towards like the final quarter of the round, fucking Franco just picked it up, man. Started fucking coming in, and at the very end, he kind of rushed him, hit a bunch of body shots, and I was like, holy shit, he really took over at the end of the fucking round. But I thought it was a little too late. The judges didn't think so.
Me too.
I don't think that this score.
I was
we've
actually
always been a little bit critical about the fucking. I don't know how they do these.
Dude, I was actually like super confident when it went to the last bell. Yeah. I was almost like 100% confident that Jimmy Sweeney's arm was going up. And when they announced Rico, I was actually surprised. I was actually like, what? Like, wow. I couldn't believe it.
I was surprised.
I thought it was that obvious that he won that 6th round.
Earlier in the fight, though, from the replay, now I didn't watch the fight over and over again, but they did show replays of the Sweeney getting knocked down, and I did think he got knocked down. He said he didn't, and he slipped, but I did think he got knocked down by Franco. When he got hit, he fell. I thought he got hit and then fell after the hit. You know what I mean? So I didn't think that he fell. I thought that was
you know what? Our good friend Ben, who went to Mr. Wheelock's judges and referees course,
Yes.
knows what to look for as a
Mhm.
judge, certified judge, by the way.
Perfect. Yeah.
He says he has rewatched the fight 7 times and Sweeney wins every time.
Every time.
So
Yeah.
that's
I did
interesting.
think he won. I didn't watch it back though.
And this one, like, listen, Kamozi's, Kamozi's the champ. He did his thing. Vicky was tough, but
Yes.
I don't know. When we were texting, was Ben thinking that it was a lot closer? I don't remember. I was like, dude, what? It's 50.
No, I thought he was comparing to what you were saying about the Sweeney fight to this fight, but it was two
Oh.
totally different fights.
No. But this one, it was a clean sweep for the champ. I wonder
You
what they do.
misunderstood him over text is what I believe happened here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a clean win, but you could clearly tell that Kamosi was giving a lot of like I don't know. I don't know Beaky at all. I looked into what he had for fights and stuff, bare knuckle and Kamosi, just like when he talked to us, like he's like, this guy's got nothing to lose. So he treated him like a very dangerous guy, a guy that as soon as Kamosi engages, he could just start swinging like a madman, not caring if he's going to get knocked out. And then Kamosi gets clipped because Kamosi did take a couple of decent shots in that fight. I was like, oh shit, he caught him with a good shot there. And that's exactly what he was worried about. Like, hey, I'm going to fight like a fighter would fight. Like you would imagine somebody who trained for a championship fight to fight. Beaky fought very well.
Life.
But he's just like, listen, dude, I fucking just came up in here and I'm fighting the champion. If I steal this belt, it doesn't matter how I win it. If I win, it doesn't matter.
Right.
All you got to do is win. You get knocked out. I don't think anything less. To be honest, I was like, holy fucking shit. This guy is automatically a contender in my mind because he went 5 rounds with the champion out of the fucking blue.
Yeah. How do you, so this Chris was training for Lorenzo, right? Loses Lorenzo, what, 2 weeks before the fight, was it? 3 weeks or a month before? Was it a month?
I don't even
It was a bit of time, right? Lorenzo cut his forehead and whatever it was like 2-3 weeks out. So he had a couple of weeks.
Called 911.
Do you think, how do you think this fight would have went? The way you saw
sponsored
Chris,
by sorry.
I
just thought the whole thing was so funny. Not funny that he's hurt, but like you're hurt, but you got a cut in your head, but you got in an ambulance and you use your sponsor for the thing. Like for me, I was like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah. But
Lorenzo doesn't take
people
any
in the
fucking
comment section are
time.
saying that Chris looked a bit slower. Ben says he looked jet lagged. You got to wonder how a fight
slower and jet lagged. I just thought he was very cautious.
Yeah,
I just saw a
that could have
cautious
been it.
Kamosi.
He might have been. He might have just not want to get caught by some wild punch by a guy who doesn't have anything to lose.
The absolute worst thing that could ever happen to a champion is they get beat by a guy who isn't even ranked and barely even fought at all in BKFC. At all. Hasn't fought at all in BKFC.
Do you think when they hugged after the fight, he whispered, "There ain't gonna be no rematch. There ain't gonna be no rematch." Like Apollo did. Like Apollo did to Rico. I mean to Rocky.
Yeah. So yeah, they listed.
In the build up to that fight, we brought up the Rocky thing, and then everybody was brought. Listen,
what is this? The Mike and Mish show?
And then they say, "Do you think it's more Clubber Lang or this or?" I'm like, no.
What?
You fucking stoonods. It is not Clubber Lang. Is he more Apollo or more Clubber Lang? Well, the story of Rocky 1 is Apollo is supposed to fight in Philly and loses his opponent, so they find a local fighter, a nobody, to fucking step in and fight the champion on short notice.
Yeah.
That is the story. That is the storyline of Rocky 1. So Chris would be Apollo in this.
It played out exactly like it would.
Clubber Lang. And Chris Kamosi, Apollo Creed, would whisper into Rocky Balboa, Beaky's ear, "Ain't gonna be no rematch. Ain't gonna be no rematch." Yeah, that kid fight. And then Beaky would be yelling Adrian You know. Anyways, that was a fucking fantastic event. But BKFC stays right on their horse. They stay right on their horse and they just keep on going. And tomorrow night, they got the weigh-ins with a badass fight card for a fight night. Dude, this is a fucking great fight card.
Yes.
I like a lot of this. Anthony, shout out to Anthony Yost, who was in the comments earlier. He's fighting Chachi Versace.
We had Gaskins on.
Quentin dude, we didn't even ask Ryan Reber about his friendship with Quentin Gaskins, because Quentin was like, he was like, yeah, we're like best friends last week, and I meant to ask Ryan about that. But
it's something about my best friend. Look at Hinton.
Hinton is a Smith
Look
Brothers
at the picture,
guy, right?
Look at the picture of Hinton.
Yeah.
The face. Judging. Is he judging us?
He might slap the fucking taste right out of your mouth for talking about him.
Yeah. He's a good dude.
Keep scrolling
White
up.
versus Meister.
There we go.
The
Here we go. The Rivera era against Castro. This is a banger right here.
Era.
Yeah. The Rivera era. Fresh off
Rivera Era's tour.
He signed a multi-fight deal while we were in Philadelphia, and he told us that night, signed a multi-fight deal, and he is fighting Castro. This is a big test for him, I think. Very stout power puncher. So we'll see how Rivera does with that one. What do you think about that one?
Well, Rivera era. I mean, I think he's got a good style. Crisp, clean. He has been kicking ass. I love his entertainment factor. Castro, I mean, it's hard to go against Rivera in this fight. And I know we don't really do picks and stuff, but it's just, this is a fight where I don't know. I can't see Rivera losing this fight.
Yeah, we'll see about that one. I think I would probably lean Rivera as well, and the rise of Nathan Rivera continues into 2025. So, Crystal Pittman's back against Zamora. Yeah. She was supposed to fight her over a year ago at Knucklemania 4. Yeah, and it got canceled. We almost lost this one because fucking Zamora fought in dirty boxing and could have jeopardized this whole goddamn thing again. They would have had to scramble to find somebody for Crystal to fight, but the fight goes on as scheduled. And we talked to Crystal last week. We're excited to see her back in there. And she made sure to tell us, do not miss the mock weigh-ins tomorrow, the ceremonial weigh-ins, because she has something special. So I would imagine tomorrow night might be just as must-see as Friday night.
Oh, I'm not going to watch. That's yucky. I can just imagine what she's going to do. Gross. Not my cup of tea.
Yeah, we had A Samples on last week. This is another banger. Michael Larimore, who, there was so much talk about this guy being a badass, and we met him out in Sturgis, and the shift guys were pumping him up, and he got himself a big opportunity against Keith Richardson, and it didn't go his way. This is a big bounce back fight for Michael Larimore, Papa G. And Ace Samples, you heard him last week on this show. He is fucking dialed in, and he's ready to go straight to the champ after this, which, by the way, they announced an interim title for that weight class. Right? This is he was talking about Dotson last week. Remember?
Yes.
And he wants
yeah, what's up with that?
Ace Samples wants Dotson after this one, but lo and behold, interim title fight between G. Perez and Andrew Strode coming up in July. That's another story, but that's an interesting topic that we should probably talk about sometime soon, Mike. But anyways, yeah, and that's a real chin scratcher, isn't it?
Oh, it definitely is. Oh, would you look at this one?
Oh, and our boy Jomi against our boy Jay Jackson. Love both of these guys. Love both these boys. Guys. Two of the best personalities in the entire fucking industry.
Love these guys.
Yeah. They're both very similar. They're both very personality-wise, they're both very similar
I
people.
know. I think they would actually love each other, to be honest.
Like, I feel like they'd be best
Oh
friends.
my god,
They're
yes,
both
I
like
do think
comic
they
book
would.
nerds
Yup,
and like
Dragon Ball Z and
Dragon
all that
Ball.
shit.
Yep.
Absolutely. They
Anime
would
guy.
fucking love each other. They do love each other.
And then
Even
the
if they don't know
co-main.
it yet.
We talked to both gentlemen in the co-main. Good to see Ryan getting a bounce back fight and Matt Guymon getting a huge, huge opportunity here to get himself right into the conversation at the top of that division. Awesome. And then the main. We didn't talk to either one of these guys,
We
but
did not.
But we all know and love Jared. He's a
Yep.
fucking badass. He was the former champ. He went up against one of the baddest motherfuckers on the planet in Mike Richmond. And anybody can get beat by Mike Richmond, so nothing to sneeze at there. Jared Warren gets his return fight against one of the most talented guys that people don't really talk about.
I know.
Joe Creer. One thing about Creer that jumps out at me is what he did in Sturgis.
Oh my god. Yep. Immediately, that's what I think.
I think about that too because Brian Atchison is a fucking Goliath freaking monster. And when we saw Atchison out there, we were like, there's no goddamn way that those two guys are in the same weight class. Atchison looked like he was 40 pounds bigger than freaking Creer.
Oh yeah. Yep.
He was massive and he hits like a dump truck. He fucking knocked out Josh Watson in his debut fight. You know what I mean? Like we're like, oh my God, Creer is in some, I know he's a good, really great, super talented fighter and all, but he's going up against a freaking monster. And Creer damn near fucking won that fight. And I believe it was a 5th round knockdown that won it for Atchison, right? Creer got, I think he got dropped. I think Creer got dropped. I think it was 2-2. Like everyone kind of had
it was.
Had it 2-2 going into the 5th. And I think that Creer,
it was right at the end, right?
Yeah, I think he took a shot and fell on his butt real quick. And he didn't like stay down or anything, but he got knocked down in the 5th round and it won it for Atchison. Creer's a badass, man. And that was at 205. And this one's back down at 185. I think this is more where Creer should stay. I think it's a super tough challenge for Jared Warren for a bounce back fight and a huge opportunity for Creer to be considered for a 185 title shot if he was to beat Jared. So very interesting. And those are two big, long 185ers inside the small ring, which is going to be because they both use their length, you know what I mean? And they're going to be crammed in that freaking 16-foot ring. So should be interesting, dude. Hell of a fucking card.
Yes.
Hell of a card.
That'd be a good one. Gotta be good. Gotta like that good.
Russ Maxim, our boy Russ is saying Dotson has a Rising fight coming up. So that's why they're doing an interim. Okay. I didn't know about that. And my bad, because I probably should have known about that. We probably should have paid a little more attention. Hey, before we go tonight.
I was going to say, look at this, a picture of people.
Oh, what is this? Show me.
Russ sent it a few minutes or 27, 39, 50 minutes ago or something like that.
You know, the big thing that jumps off the page at me is that dog's asshole.
Yep, that's exactly what I went right to. And the second thing I went to
is
that fucking rope, man. Look at the ropes.
The
way that Russ just does the ropes. So
yep. There, that's an awesome picture. There was another. He sent another picture of Anthony Yos.
Was there another one?
Yeah, it was in the messenger. It was Anthony Yos kid with a belt on. Very cool of him.
You know, I didn't. You know.
Yeah, it's not his kid. Not his goddamn kid.
Not my kid. So I'm not going to post it on here without permission. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Everybody, make sure you get over to Dynamic Life, our sponsor for this show, Dynamic Life. If you go to Instagram, go to @LIV Dynamic on Instagram. There's a link in the bio. You hit the link. 20 seconds later, you can be a patient. Get up with Dynamic Life for weight loss, sexual health, and anti-aging. And then head on over to the Rasha, the official mindset recovery tool of the BKFC and many champions, and the Mike and Mish Show at Rasha Elite on Instagram. Hit the link in the bio. That'll take you to their website, therasha.com, and get that championship mindset, man, because that shit works.
Yes.
Mike, awesome show. I'm glad we got to talk to Ryan and Matt before they duke it out in the co-main on Friday, and it was great to welcome back Gogo Slaveski. I know he went and had fun with karate combat, but I think he belongs in this sport, and I cannot wait to see what they announce when they announce his return fight. So great talking to all them guys.
Yes, when he mentioned Julian Lane in fucking Connecticut, I was like,
dude, that would have been amazing.
Did you guys hear this? Because that's what happened.
Yeah, it kind of broke my heart a little bit when I heard
let's
that.
hope that it just comes together and it's the co-main or something, because I'm ready.
Those guys are both all in guys too. So yeah,
Listen, let's get something going on.
That would have been amazing.
Brandon Ward's gonna fight.
Yeah. Well, they announced the main event for that one, and before we wrap up, I will say this, because we are up here and Mohegan Sun's right down the street, and me and Mike will be there having a blast. We'll have an after party at Tom's Watch Bar like we always do. I hope anybody that can make it to the Mohegan Sun can make it out there, because Mohegan Sun is an amazing casino, amazing restaurants, amazing clubs and bars, but the arena's great. We always have an awesome after party at Tom's. They announced the main event, and it's Parker Porter fighting Dylan Kleckler. Everybody,
yes,
talk about a return. Talk about a return. We haven't seen Dylan Kleckler since he fought Arnold Adams in Orlando.
Yeah,
that was. I don't know who's been gone longer, him or Gogo, but I want to say Dylan's been gone longer than Gogo. It's been a minute since Dylan Kleckler's been around in the BKFC, and he's making his return fighting Parker Porter, who looked amazing in his last fight at the Mohegan Sun. So that's your main event right now.
Sorry, I thought I had this uploaded, but I didn't. Had to go grab it quick.
Yeah, there it is. Kleckler and Porter. This one surprised me. I didn't. I knew Parker had a fight. He was posting little hints, about getting ready for June Mohegan Sun.
Yeah.
But then they announced this one. I was like, oh, whoa. Okay.
Right. I did not see Kleckler. That was definitely way out of left field.
Wasn't on my bingo card.
No way.
It wasn't on my bingo
No way,
card.
no how.
Yep, didn't see that one coming. And we're supposed to know all these things, Mike. But hopefully they announce some more fights on that one. Too bad it's not Gogo and Julian. That would have been amazing. Thank you to Matt, Ryan, and Gogo for giving us some of their time tonight. Good luck to everybody who's cutting weight and going to be stepping on the scales tomorrow. I wish we were down there with you guys. Make sure you're tuned in for the weigh-ins tomorrow night, and make sure you're tuned into the fights on Friday. Mike, what else you got for the peoples?
Hey, you know what I got? This right here. Peace, 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 peace.
Peace to your bum crease. Peace.